All right, so more examples of adding integers with different signs, some word problems, something about football and something about softball and washing some cars. Okay, let's take a look. First example. In my notes, I've kind of tried to draw a football field as best to your ability. Let's take a look at the question. It says a football team started on the 50-yard line and gained 9 yards on the first play and lost 4 yards on the second play. Explain the overall change in yards. So let's go through this word problem and find out. So a football team started on the 50-yard line. Well, what's important here is that they started on the 50-yard line. So we started right about here. Okay. From the 50-yard line, so I'm going to write down positive 50, they gained 9 yards. Gain means that they increased, so we're going to say plus 9 on the first play. So they went 9 yards in the positive direction. Let's assume that their touchdown's to the right, their end zone I should say, and the first play they gained 9 yards. But on the second play they lost 4 yards. Well, what does it mean to lose? Well, to lose is to subtract. And so they went from here and they went back 4 yards. Question is, where are they at now and how much did they gain overall? Well, let's use our problems here. Let's see. 50 plus 9, they're both positive. So I'm going to add those together first and keep the sign. That's positive 59. Now, I still have my minus 4 here. I can ask myself, are they the same or different signs? They're different, so I just subtract and keep the higher sign. So I subtract it and I get 55. That means they ended up at 55-yard line, which really is 45, but we're just using this for numbers right now to understand that really all they gained from 50 to 55 was a total gain of 5 yards. Okay. Now, if you don't understand football too much, really, if you can understand these integers and dealing with them, then you'll be fine. Let's take a look at another example. Okay, so the softball team, the Northview softball team, wanted to raise some money for some new uniforms. So they spent $38. Okay, so let's see. They spent $38. Nothing above there was really that important. They spent $38 on car wash supplies. They raised $249. So let's start off with negative 38. They had to spend that much money to get the supplies, but then they earned $249 at the car wash. If the uniforms cost the subtraction, a total of $198, did they raise enough? So we're going to then subtract 198. How much is left over if they raised enough? So one at a time. Let's work on these first two problems, these first two integers. A negative and a positive, they are different signs. So if they're different signs, we're going to go ahead and end up subtracting those two. So I subtract 249 minus 38. Okay, you can use your calculator to work on the side. We should come up with 211 positive. There was more positives to begin with. And then I have minus 198. So if I subtract those two, let's see, I've got 11, 12, 13. And is it positive or negative? It's positive. There was more positives all the way through. So the answer to this question is yes, they raised enough money and they had $13 left over. Okay, and just one more way to help you remember integers and how to deal with them is we're going to learn a song. Yes, a song. Now you might already know the tune of this song. Row, row, row your boat. That's the tune. If you're not familiar with this song, this is how it goes. Alright, so you got that. Now my voice is not nearly as nice as that lady's, but we're going to try it anyway. Okay? And here are the lyrics to your song. You can go and write this down in your binder, in your journal there, so that you can remember it. And here's how it goes. Same signs add and keep, different signs subtract. Take the sign of the higher absolute value, then you'll be exact. Huh? Yeah, this is kind of a mouthful, and we'll explore that in a little bit, but let's go ahead and figure that out. I'm going to leave it on there while I do a couple of problems here. Same signs, yep. Add and keep. Different signs, subtract. Ooh, that sounded terrible. Take the sign of the higher number, higher absolute value. That means this one is the higher one, and that was positive, so that's for your positive. Then you'll be exact. Huh? Let's try that again. Same signs. Add and keep. Different signs, subtract. 8 minus 7 is 1. Take the sign of the higher absolute value. This one had a higher absolute value, so it's negative. Then you'll be exact. Huh? One more time. Same signs, add and keep. Different signs, subtract. Take the sign of the higher absolute value, then you'll be exact. All right, I'm going to let you listen to the song one more time so that you kind of lock it in your brain and you can dream about it later. But I want you to watch this short video and compare it to the lyrics that I had you write down. I want you to compare it and see how it's different. And why do you think I use absolute value instead of what they used? All right, last time. Here we go.
Use the sign of the bigger number, then you'll be exact. Same signs, add and keep. Different signs, subtract. Use the sign of the bigger number, then you'll be exact.
Now at this point you might feel a little bit like one of these guys here listening to that song, but trust me, it will help you if you try to memorize it. Okay, see ya.